Ranking of the best seasons of Avatar: The Last Airbender, aka the greatest show freaking ever. In last place, we've got Book Water, or Season 1, however you want to say it. To me, the first season of Avatar: The Last Airbender is very, very feast or famine. I feel like the first few episodes are like almost downright not good upon rewatch. First watch, like I could see being like, wow, this is so good, or even like this is nostalgic. Like the actual content of what's going on is pretty cheesy. The lines are pretty bad. The voice acting's not great. The story's intriguing and the plot's good, but like there's nothing that's like insane to the point where you're like, wow, I get the hype. So if you're new to this show, please understand that you are not alone. But once you get to episode 12 of season 1, the Storm episode is insane. You get to see all of Zuko's backstory, meaning the reason he got his scar, his whole story, which might be debatably the best part of the whole show. Not to mention you get to see Aang's backstory, everything that he lost. Suddenly the show goes from like a little kid show to very, very deep. But then the next episode, episode 13, might be one of the greatest episodes of the whole series, in my opinion, especially in hindsight. Still keep this spoiler free for now. If you have not watched Avatar, I will let you know when you need to stop watching. The Blue Spirit episode changed my brain's chemistry when I was a little kid, and it has like ruined most shows forever after because of how amazing this episode is. So if you are new to Avatar: The Last Airbender and you have not gotten to episode 12 and 13, I implore you with my entire soul to please consider rewatching because it gets so much better. And then it like, through the rest of season 1, I do admit, the ending's amazing, but then we get into the gloriousness of season 2, aka Book Earth. Holy cow, season 2 gets so good. A little bit like season 1, there are a couple goofy, silly filler episodes, seeing as this is technically a kid's show. But then they start throwing in the heavy hitters, which is where Avatar excels, in my opinion, at disguising itself as a kid's show, but actually being one of the deepest, most profound, beautiful, iconic shows ever made. You get episodes like Zuko Alone, which just, chef's kiss. Such a freaking good episode. Not to mention, you introduce my 2 favorite characters, or some of my favorite characters in the entire series. You get my glorious Princess Azula, who arguably, and I actually stand on this hill, is the greatest female villain in all of media. Like, clock it! Don't even come for me for that. She is that good. Jinx from Arcane is pretty good too, but I still like Azula better, not gonna lie. And another one of my all-time favorite characters, Toph. Can we just talk about how much the show excels in like amazing non-sexualized bad A female characters that like actually make sense to have be powerful because they're not just like over muscling them, they're like using their powers. Avatar's the freaking GOAT. And then I'm actually gonna do this whole thing non-spoiler, so let's just keep this pretty vague. The best season of Avatar, absolutely. Season 3. Holy freaking cow. If you still hate Avatar by season 3, you need to go to the doctor and get a psychological evaluation because this is the greatest season of like, it's so good. Sure, maybe nostalgia plays a part in the fact that I think it's like the greatest thing that's ever happened, but if I watched it right now today, blind, I'd be like, this is one of the greatest shows ever. But because my nostalgia, I think it's the GOAT. I'll not get into everything that happens in season 3 because I want this to be spoiler free, but my freaking goodness. Go watch that show. You will not be disappointed.